There we go. Thank you so much.
Okay, the last one is another fast one in the key of B flat minor. So certainly you want to practice all your B flat minor scales, all three forms. Most of the time in this one you see the melodic minor scale being used, but you know, all the forms would be helpful for other reasons than just specific to this etude. Also your B flat minor arpeggio, we find that a number of times in here as well. So just as a little introduction, those things can be helpful in preparing for this etude specifically. And here we go. And before I go further, I realize I did play a D flat instead of a D natural, the second eighth note of bar 12. Even though it's marked D natural, I played D flat anyway. Again, I mentioned some of the sort of preparatory exercises for this etude. Couple of things, and these will be some similar ideas that I talked about with the first etude, the fast one. Watch subtle differences with articulation patterns. For example, we've got a lot of slurred stuff for a while, and then measure 22, we get slur 3, tongue 3, and then we get 2 measures of slur 4, tongue 2, and then we're back to slur 3, tongue 3. Okay, so there are those few real subtle differences along the way, but they're there, so be very careful with those. This is another great example of the technique of employing different different rhythms in there. Certainly you could play the whole thing instead of straight eighths. You could do the dotted 8/16. And so on. There's yet another rhythmic figure that you could turn this into that is particularly helpful in measure the area around measure 34. Notice how for a while, and even a little bit before that, but we get the notes grouped in threes. Pretend for a minute that this is in 2/4 and turn it into 8/2/16. Sorry, easier said than done. And so forth. You could turn it around. Okay, so 2/16, 8. Those little